Jamie Raskin called on Republicans to wrap up the impeachment into President Biden now that their one big corroborating witness, turns out he was being influenced by Russian intelligence and made it all up. Here's Jamie Raskin breaking it all down.
Hello, everyone. I wanted to just start by restating the obvious, which is that the impeachment investigation essentially ended yesterday in substance, if not in form, with the explosive revelation that Mr. Smirnov's allegations about Ukrainian Burisma payments to Joe Biden were concocted along with Russian intelligence agents. And it appears like the whole thing is not only obviously false and fraudulent, but a product of Russian disinformation and propaganda. And that's been the motor force behind this investigation for more than a year. As for today's transcribed interview with the brother of President Biden, Mr. James Biden, we obviously, again, have heard nothing indicating that Joe Biden had anything to do with the business ventures of Hunter Biden or James Biden. And nothing has contradicted that basic understanding that we've had for many, many months now. So that's essentially where we are. Again, I'm restating my call to Chairman Comer, to Speaker Johnson, to fold up the tent to this circus show. It's really over at this point.
Can you tell us what James Biden was saying in the deposition? What was the line of questioning? Was it about China, Romania?
I'll allow the Republicans to reconstruct for you whatever they're trying to accomplish, but I can assure you that that he has restated our basic understanding that we've had for many months now, which is that Joe Biden had nothing to do with these business ventures. He was not involved in any way, and he was not receiving any money from them. He was not a business partner or a business associate. And so that has been well established time and time again. And nothing we've heard so far contradicts that in any way. And I don't expect anything that he says to contradict that basic understanding.
Who was questioning first? Was the Democrats questioning?
No, the majority's been questioning first.
Did we get the loans that he paid back from his brother? The Republicans said, were corrupt.
That has not come up yet to my recollection. I don't think that's come up.
Regarding Smirnov, the Justice Department's filing that he said he had Russian contacts. And I don't know if it was totally clear that they were saying that they also knew that those contacts were real because the guy is apparently a liar. Are you sure that they're trying to say he definitely has these Russian connections?
Well, again, we're relying on the representations under oath yesterday by the U.S. Attorney and the special counsel in the investigation. That's David Weiss, who is a Trump appointee. And he is the one who asserted that there were multiple continuing and long-term encounters with Russian intelligence operatives. And of course, that's perfectly consistent with everything that we know about the efforts by Vladimir Putin and his Russian intelligence operatives to interfere in American presidential elections. Happened in 2016. We had 17 of our intelligence and national security agencies finding that Vladimir Putin had attempted to engage in destabilization and cyber surveillance of the DNC, of the Hillary Clinton campaign. They'd engaged in disinformation and propaganda campaigns through the social media. That was in 2016. In 2020, the Treasury Department under President Trump ended up imposing sanctions on various Russian operatives working for Vladimir Putin. And so this repeats that pattern. I mean, there's been an effort up until this day, and my colleagues, when confronted with this evidence, just say, Russia hoax, Russia hoax. What part of it is the hoax? Is it the war in Ukraine? Is it the death of Navalny? What is hoax-like about it? The hoax is that there's a Russian hoax. There's not a Russian hoax. There's been a series of efforts by Vladimir Putin to destabilize and undermine American political democracy, and he's done the same thing in other countries around the world.
Has CEFC tried to come up today?
Again, I'll let the majority talk about what they've done. I will tell you, for my part, the CFC, nominally private Chinese bank, but clearly under some Chinese state influence, is a tenant of Trump Tower and paid huge amounts of money to Donald Trump while he was president, as documented in our report on the foreign government emoluments that Donald Trump was collecting while he was in office, the White House for Sale report, which we can refer you to.
Can you take us inside the room a little bit? Last week you mentioned the Bobulinski interview got heated, very charged exchanges at times. How do you describe the questioning of James Biden today?
No, this is a subdued affair, and again, it feels to me as if everyone knows the impeachment investigation is over. I think Chairman Comer has said publicly that it doesn't look like the support is there for impeachment. I don't know verbatim what he said, but it was relayed to me that in numerous contexts he was, in essence, giving up the ghost on the impeachment drive. And so there's something that, there's a quality of just going through the motions here. But, I mean, that's my sense of it. The foundation of the whole impeachment investigation were the allegations that were advanced by Smirnov and then reported in that FBI Form 1023. And yesterday it all exploded. Not only do we know they're false and fraudulent, but we know that they were likely concocted along with Russian intelligence operatives. So to me, the whole thing smells like Vladimir Putin is all over it.
Jamie Raskin there, keeping it real for the American people, breaking down what's going on behind closed doors in Congress. Now, this is just so embarrassing for Republicans, which is why Jamie Raskin is kind of coaching them and saying, hey guys, it's time to wrap this up because this is not going to end well for you. If Democrats get elected into Congress and they launch investigations into this, there will no doubt be some shenanigans being played here by Republicans and Russians because they've been in bed for so long. And that's what this is. This is just another reminder, like the Republican Party is still in bed with Vladimir Putin. So, when you go out to vote, just remember that like you're not only voting against Donald Trump, you're also voting against one of the most villainous creeps out there, Vladimir Putin.